Hey guys, what's up? It's Arthur from Osmium, and today we're gonna go through Reddit.
If you want to see more videos like this, please support me.
Let's see what people are writing on Reddit and what they are discussing, what questions do they have. I will not particularly will read what people are commenting because there are a lot of opinions. I want to give my own opinion on every question there will be. Of course, there are long posts sometimes, so I'll try to get the idea and how I understood these ideas, these questions, and give my feedback on what I think about the subject. So today I've chosen two communities on Reddit, which is startup and startups, which is basically the same. And I also chosen the most interesting subjects for me and the subjects that I actually can comment and give my professional opinion on.
So somebody had to do it.
So let's go from the first one and see what we have here. So the first one is what to do after validating. So it looks like this person is has validated his idea, and let's see what he has. So I'm working on an idea and currently validating it in the market. I'm worried that as soon as I validate the idea and make some sales, other companies will start copying it and I won't be able to compete. It's a physical product consisting of software and electronics, so filing the patent would be hard than imagined. Is my concern justified or not? And what are the next steps after your idea is validated? I'm a one-man show and bootstrapping. Well, first of all, good job. Doing it alone as solo entrepreneur is really hard. I'm doing it myself as well, so I'm the only one founder of Osmium, and basically it's really hard as I'm a more kind of an introverted person and more into technical details initially. I've started to improve myself and going out of the box to start sailing and making these sales, speaking with people, and trying to become more of a media guy a bit. So yeah, let's go to the question straight. So is my concern justified or not? The question here is, for example, there are a lot of ideas that are really unique on the market, but most of them are not really unique. So if we're talking about the market nowadays, for example, AI, AI is something new. So if we're talking about AIs, there are a lot of AIs and every one of them is unique on its own and has some killer features. So unless if you have any like killer features that differentiate you from others, that is just fine. That's enough. So if you have something unique in your product, that's good. And of course, you can file a patent. That's the first thing you should do if you work with electronics, with hardware, of course. But I don't think you should worry that much, especially if we're talking about startups, because startups, the companies, it's really sad, but 95% of startups, from my experience, fail, even though they have a good idea, and other things. Various reasons can be why are they failing. Some of them because of sales, some of them because of bad strategy, some of them failing because of poor development quality of the product. So it always depends, but that's the sad truth about the world right now, and startup is not the easiest thing to do. So I'm always trying to think about startups a bit more of like a business,
No! No! No!
You always should do a business, not a startup. Startup is something that is making you not really that much serious as a business. You are an entrepreneur, you are not a startupper. You may save this useful energy while being an entrepreneur, but the approach should be really serious as you're making a business, not just a startup, new product and stuff. You should be really serious about that. The next question was, what are the next steps after your idea is validated? So basically, if we're talking about the next step, what you should do is trying to create some mock-ups and present the idea, the structure of the application to some of your friends. if you're a solo entrepreneur, it's useful to speak with your maybe family or friends that are in the niche. If you have someone who is, for example, friend of yours and working in a huge tech company, if you don't have such, you obviously should find some people like that. There are a lot of people that do mentorship for free. And first one would be definitely mocking up and creating wireframes. So wireframes are already half of a job while creating the idea, because with wireframes you can easily send it to designer and they will create a great design. And the second thing you will have with this, you will have more structurized understanding of your application, because if you have it just on words, it's really hard to to explain this idea verbally to someone. It's much easier to show it visually to someone, for example, the investor, if you are trying to get something like preceding and other stuff. So you definitely should work on wireframes and trying to pack yourself up, pack your startup into the box with a presentation, with something like maybe a landing page, and that would be a great step forward for you. So try to do that. Yeah, and that's it. Basically that's what I will recommend. Of course there are a lot of steps further, but this was the question. I think I answered it in my own way, so let's go to the next one. How are you handling remote in office at your startup? Do you think it will scale? So basically there are a lot of text underneath, so I'll try to just share my thoughts about remote and in-office types of engagement at startups, and if it will scale, obviously. So if we're talking about remote or in office, of course it's much better, even though I am an IT guy, software development is something I do for more than 10 years, I think maybe 15, so basically half of my life. So yeah, of course it's much better to have some people that you can come to and have some kind of conversation. You can shake his hand, you can feel the energy, and virtual communication will never replace the actual one. So of course if you can do that, it would be much better option for you. But there is a problem that you may have with having in office team. So the first one is obviously a rent. You have to pay a rent, you need to have an office, and these people, if you are hiring in United States, they will be not the cheapest ones. I don't know much about tax and other stuff that you need to do, like healthcare and other stuff in United States, but I suppose as I've seen the salaries and other stuff, that's a lot. So you need to really spend a lot of money on that. So that's why people thinking about remote. We're talking about remote team. Basically it comes from the money standpoint, and money standpoint is something that you can, if you spend less money, you'll obviously be able to create more value than you will create with a local team, office team, and of course it will be better for your product. So imagine you have 100k, and with local team you can create one feature, like something really big. And with remote team who is working, for example, from Ukraine or popular India, or like Bulgaria, Poland, and other countries, Indonesia, maybe Middle East, but I haven't heard about these kind of developers. But anyways, so if you, for example, hire a team from Ukraine, you will be able to accomplish more tasks in the given time, at least 2 features, so twice more the job will be done.